Yep, last night was just another night in May where you could sit back, relax, and have a beverage of your choice. That is, unless you are part of the largest regular season crowd ever at Citizens Bank Park. He arrived, they embraced, and your Fightin' Phils put on the biggest offensive display seen around here in some time. The power and, more importantly, the emotion returned last night, and it was worth the wait. Everybody's coming to Citizens Bank Park tonight to see if there's an encore of the offense that the Phillies put together last night. Game 2 between the Cincinnati Reds and the Phils is coming up here at Citizens Bank Park. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Chris Wheeler. The Phillies offense came to life last night. Now let's talk starting pitching, because Vance Worley will make the start for the Phillies in place of the injured Joe Blanton. He's been very good in the major leagues. He made one start while he was down at Lehigh Valley in between his appearances here with the Phils.
Well, he's been impressive, Tom. They've been very happy with him. He's a strike thrower. He goes out and he challenges hitters. He has a good breaking ball and a fastball that really works. Now, the last time that he started a game for the Phillies, he was in a couple games in relief, but his last start was against the Washington Nationals, and it came back in early May, and he was really good that night. He didn't walk anybody. He struck out 7, and he picked up the win. It was just another game where the guy goes out there and competes and does a good job. He can swing the bat a little bit. You see a nice athletic play there on a comebacker to him, and he's a guy that looks like there's some joy involved when he goes out and pitches. He's a little bit flaky, and he's kind of fun to watch. You see that decision we're talking about against the Washington Nationals where he pitched very, very well. So this is a guy that when they send him out there, they think that they're going to stay in the game with him.
Not only as a starting pitcher, but also he showed as a relief pitcher, too, before he went down to Lehigh Valley. All right, now for the Cincinnati Reds. They've lost 6 consecutive games, but in their mind, they've got their main man going tonight in Johnny Cueto.
Yeah, they think they have a slump buster going tonight in Johnny Cueto, as Tom said. This guy can really pitch. He has a tremendous running sinker that he can throw all over the place. This is a game he pitched against the Phillies last year, and it was kind of a bizarre game because he pitched very well. And watch this play. See if you remember it. It goes off Votto's glove. Shane Victorino hit it, and there's Cueto. There goes the glove. There goes the ball. Now, Votto flips it back to him. There's no glove on, so he drops it, and a run scores, and he would only give up 2 runs, and one of them would be unearned on that play. It looked like he may even have to leave the game because he got hit all over the place, but he stayed in the ball game even though that bizarre play at first base. Those are the 2 starts he had against the Phillies last year. He did very well in them, and then he had a start in postseason against the Phils in the 3rd game of that series when he lost 2-0 to Cole Hamels. He pitched 5 innings in that game, and they had to get him out. But once again, he gave up the 2 runs, and only 1 was earned. So the last 3 times they've seen Johnny Cueto, that guy's been tough.
Yeah, one of the runs that he gave up, the earned run, was to Chase Utley on a solo home run. Meanwhile, Cole Hamels in that postseason game, well, he pitched a complete game and put the Phils into the 2nd round of the postseason. So it will be Johnny Cueto making his 4th start of the year against Vance Worley, who's making his 3rd start here in the big leagues. Well, Raul Ibanez has had a very good month of May. 10 RBIs, 333 average. He homered again last night. He's back in the lineup, which we'll get to when we return. Phillies Four-game series. The Phillies, off of last night's outstanding offensive display, will go at it one more time to try to pick up another victory on this homestand. Let's take a look at the Reds starting lineup. They've changed things a little bit. It's brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Leading it off in center field, Drew Stubbs. Brandon Phillips is up to the 2-hole. Joey Votto bats third, followed by Scott Rolen, the cleanup batter. Jay Bruce is in right field. He'll hit fifth. Ramon Hernandez bats sixth. And the bottom third of Heisey, Yanish, and Cueto to face Phillies right-hander Vance Worley, the 23-year-old from Sacramento, who is making his third start and his fifth appearance in the big leagues.
Done a really good job, obviously, when you look at those stats. Good ball. Strike ratio. His earned run average is good, and he has competed every time they send him out there, whether there's a starter or in relief. Southwest Airlines scouting report on him, his fifth major league career start. And he has a lot of pitches he can use.
The count is 1-1 strike to Drew Stubbs. Stubbs last night was 0 for 4 as the leadoff hitter. He also struck out 3 times.
Yeah, they changed a few things around tonight with the, they're in a losing streak, but also you have a right-hander as opposed to a left-hander starting the game.
Inside, 2-1. Chase Utley was 0 for last night, but he hit the ball hard a couple different times, and let's face it, there was a little energy here at the yard.
Oh, it was buzzing here last night.
Line drive right at Chase. One away.
Well, they had him positioned perfectly. Utley didn't even have to move to snare that bullet. Time now for our Nissan keys to tonight's game. As Tom mentioned, another beautiful night here. The wind changed around. It's blowing out of the northwest out to right and right center. Well, see if they can swing the bats tonight against a really tough pitcher. We'll talk about Johnny Cueto in a little while. And Vance Worley, he is the new number 5 starter on this team with Joe Blanton on the shelf.
See the conditions tonight, 83 degrees, mostly sunny. It's going to get hotter as the week moves on.
Yeah, the humidity's really low tonight, but it's supposed to increase as the week goes along.
Brandon Phillips batting second for the first time in 26 games. And he takes a strike. It's 0-1.
And these guys are doing a little recon right now on Vance Worley. All they've had to do is have a chance to look at scouting reports and film.
Phillips was 1 for 4 last night with a run scored. Top up right side. Utley for the second straight batter. Puts it away. 2 away.
Off speed stuff to Phillips, starting with a changeup, got him to swing at a curveball for the out.
So 2 outs here in the first. Worley did make a start for the Iron Pigs after he was sent down. That was the plan. He threw 75 pitches and only went 3 innings. He allowed 7 hits, and he gave up a number of hard outs. Matt Province, who does the radio for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, said that Vance mentioned after the game that he just didn't get comfortable out on the mound, and he was delayed getting to where the Iron Pigs were playing. And let's just say he's probably happy to be back up here in the big leagues.
Well, he started out a little better tonight.
Looks comfortable.
Yeah, very comfortable. 2 outs. Got a breaking ball over there for a strike.
1-1 strike the count to Joey Votto, a .327 hitter. Votto late on the fastball. It's 1-2.
That's one thing they say about Worley. He's a little bit sneaky with his fastball, kind of that funky delivery that he has, and you don't see Votto late like that on a fastball that often, especially when he's even in the count. It's not like he was behind.
Votto was hitless in 4 at-bats in last night's game. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It didn't come back, so it's 2-2. Opposite way. Ibanez on the run. Back to the warning track, to the wall, and it's off the base of the wall. It just died right under the W.B. Mason sign, and Votto is aboard with an opposite field double. That's his 14th double of the year.
The wind blowing a little bit right now from left to right, and you wonder if that knocked it down. It was hard to tell whether it helped it or knocked it down. There's something off speed that he hit. 14th double. That's a changeup grip. And yeah, it's up a little bit, and he just takes it the other way. He had thrown him. When he'd thrown a changeup actually to Phillips, he had thrown breaking balls to Votto before that changeup.
So 2 away for Scott Rolen, up to the cleanup spot. This is what they expected when Rolen was taken off the DL. Last night, Rolen was 1 for 3 with a run scored. He was also hit by a pitch. And he's had a good month of May. He hasn't had as many at-bats as many others here in May. Inside, 2-0.
So they're trying to crowd him. And that's always been the book on Scott Rolen, is to try and crowd him, keep it from extending where he really can do a lot of damage.
There are a lot of notes that are surprising in the game. That one's surprising.
Really?
0 for 15 when he's ahead 2-0.
Yeah, because that's one of the things you look at. If it were 0-2, you go, okay, that happens, but not 2-0.
In the air to shallow right. Tough play. Brown on the run. Utley going out. That's going to drop in for a base hit. And the Reds take a 1-0 lead. Nothing anybody could do about that. It dropped into no man's land. And an RBI single for Scott Rolen, his 18th ribby of the year.
Well, now he's 1 for 16 after a 2-0 count. And he made a great pitch. You mentioned how he kept trying to crowd him to hold it bat. He did it again. Another fastball in. And as Tom said, that baby's in no man's land. There's nothing you could do about it. And now Votto trots home with a 2-out run.
So the Reds strike first. The Phillies scored 2 in the first last night. And here's Jay Bruce. He's had a whale of a month of May. 7th in average in May, but he's tied for the league lead in home runs with Ryan Braun. To another count. Jay Bruce has hit it 5 straight.
Yeah, and look out for this guy, 3-0 too. They might turn him loose.
Takes it for strike 1. It's 3-1.
And if he did have a green light, and he looked like he did, get loaded for it, that's a good pitch to take because it's away. It's not what you look for 3-0. You want it in a different part of home plate.
Swing and a miss. 3-2. So Rolen will be off on this pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here at the top of the first. Howard will play behind him.
Yeah, you see right there, Worley look around to make sure they understood they're going to play off it. Dusty Baker's team with a quick lead tonight.
Rolen takes off and a swing and a tip into the glove, and the side is retired. No, a 1 run, 2 hits, 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the first. The Reds won. The Phillies coming up. talent off. He'll get ready to watch his offense tonight. Let's take a look at the Phillies lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Leading it off at shortstop, Jimmy Rollins. Chase Utley is in there again, batting second. Placido Polanco hits third, followed by Ryan Howard, the cleanup batter. Raul Ibanez hits fifth. Carlos Ruiz sixth again. Dominic Brown will bat seventh. John Mayberry will be in the 8-hole. And Vance Worley will bat ninth. He's a pretty good hitting pitcher. And they'll face right-hander Johnny Cueto. 2-1 in 3 games so far. He started the year on the disabled list.
Yeah, he had tendonitis in his bicep, irritation in his shoulder. Had 4 rehab starts at Louisville. There are his numbers since he's come back in the 3 starts. He's 5'10", 220 pounds. He's just 25 years old, out of San Pedro de Macorís in the Dominican Republic.
And Rollins takes a fastball for strike 1.
And he has good stuff. Here's the Southwest Airlines scouting report. Sinker runs all over the place. He has a very good changeup. And those numbers against the Phillies, he's been a lot better lately. Last year he had 2 really good starts against him, and say 3 when you count the one that he had in the playoffs too.
Rollins overall hitting .266 with 3 home runs and 15 RBIs. His 21 hits here in May are tied for 9th in the league.
Cueto just got that fastball up there at 95. That's what we had as a top range for him on the scouting report.
The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Tim Spear of Allentown, PA. If the Phillies hit a home run in tonight's ballgame, then Tim will win $100. Little number right of the mound. And Cueto throws out Rollins, 1 away.
He gave Rollins everything he has there. He gave him fastballs. He gave him a slider that he took down and in and got him out in the changeup.
I would think the reaction for Chase Utley is going to be kind of like this for the first few days. Folks will wonder if he was going to be in the lineup for a second straight day. And Charlie Manuel said last night after the game, said, yeah, he'll be in there again. He was 0 for 5 last night.
He took him out for an inning. Charlie says that stuff may happen a little bit. You know, not taking him out for better defense. He's just taking him out to rest him, give him some extra innings.
Utley last year in the postseason in Game 3 homered against Johnny Cueto. It turned out to be the only run the Phils would need in Game 3 because Cole Hamels was so good. Cueto pitched well for 5 innings. To left center field. Playable for Drew Stubbs. And there are 2 outs.
Got Johnny Cueto, throwing 94, 95, then his changeup's going to be 83, 4, and 5. That's very good separation. And he's gotten 2 outs on changeups here.
Two outs now for Polanco, homered in the first inning last night. He was 2 for 4. His average up to .339, which is 3rd best in the league. He started to get hot again. You saw the hitting streak, and he's got 8 hits during that streak. Ryan Gorman is the home plate umpire tonight. He's the crew chief. Tony Randazzo at first. Dan Bellino, who's as smart as anybody you're going to see, is at second, and Larry Vanover's over at third. The guy's a lawyer and has a master's degree, I think.
Yeah, he's well educated.
Yeah, and now he's a major league umpire. Bellino was one of 3 umpires hired this year to fill the void of retiring umpires.
Guy behind the plate, Brian Gorman. We had Mike DeMure here the other night, whose dad was a major league umpire. This guy's dad, Tom Gorman, one of the best and funniest after dinner speakers and great guys you ever want to meet. Tom Gorman.
On the hands behind second. Long run for Giannis and Phillips. Here comes Stubbs, and he'll make the catch. And the side is retired. Phillies go down in order here and there, half of the first. We go to the second here in Philadelphia. The Reds up 1. Follow the Phillies with the MLB.com @BAT11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit Phillies.com for details. Top of the second, 1-0 Cincinnati. Ramon Hernandez leads it off for the Reds. He didn't play last night. 2 for 4 on the road trip. He's had a good year offensively.
He had a walk-off home run for him win a game on opening day against Milwaukee at home. In the game of the Reds, it looked like it was over for him.
Overall hitting .344. You see what he's done over his last 6 games. 3 home runs during those 6 games. And a looper down the right field line, and that'll be in for a base hit. Dominic Brown cuts it off. Hernandez trying for 2. The throw by Brown just a little late. And Hernandez is in sliding. Second double of the night for the Reds. Off the bat, that ball didn't look like it was hit that hard.
I don't think it was. I think he hit it right off the end. He did. Right off the end of the bat. But, you know, they're finding some good spots. Guy rolling double or singled in that run, getting jammed in the first inning. And they're a leadoff double on a pitch. A good pitch, really, by Worley that he hits off the end of the bat.
That brings Chris Heisey to the plate.
Chris Heisey, a Pennsylvanian, went to the same high school in the same town as Bruce Sutter in Mountjoy. Played his college baseball in central Pennsylvania, from the Harrisburg area in that part of the country, Mechanicsburg.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, he's going to wind up playing a little bit more, Dusty Baker said. He and Fred Lewis, because Johnny Gomes is really struggling.
Yeah. Gomes gave him a good year last year. Heisey was a really good pinch hitter for them last year, and he's got some power.
Well, this year he's 6 for 14 as a pinch hitter. Another looper. This one to right center. Here comes Mayberry. Out goes Utley. He can't get to it. Dominic Brown picks it up, and the throw goes into second. How about the hits the Reds have picked up tonight?
Yeah, this is really a shame for Worley. I mean, they're just throwing some parachutes out there right now. Yeah, they're due to win a game. You know, they're due to have some things go their way, and the Phillies have to try and stop it. And they feel good tonight with Cueto on the mound. Utley just can't quite get to it. Right there, you see it's just over his glove. Phillies will play for a double play here now and give up a run for 2 outs.
Ball Giannis to hitter, and Giannis hitting .223 with 11 RBIs. He's had a rough go of it over the last 8 games. We talked about that last night.
You see the infield double play depth. It's another one.
Let's see if Utley can get to this one in foul territory. He does. Makes the catch. Hernandez, good throw. Hernandez tagged just to draw the throw. Tell you what, if Chase Utley's knee wasn't tested last night, it's being tested here tonight with all these little pop-ups and dunkers.
Yeah, and he's not sure right now whether he should have thrown that through either, because there's nobody backing up on that play. See right here, now that's not his job, I don't think, to know if somebody's backing up, but it looked like, where was Worley? Was he over towards first?
He was over toward first.
Yeah, now that ball gets by Carlos Ruiz, and it's a big time problem for the Phillies. They ask about that. We were supposed to bang. I always think he's supposed to go back up behind it, but it's a pop up near first. That's one of those let's find out questions. Yeah, Worley going over towards first, and I can see why he would do that in a way, because Howard also had vacated the bag, and he's going to come in there in case they have a play behind the runner. Not a lot of times you'll see an infielder get that ball like that, and that's why they run it towards the infield and don't throw it.
No balls, 1 strike to count to Cueto, who showed bunt on the first pitch. And Worley steps to third, looks to first. He wanted to see if Cueto may have offered it.
Maybe do a run and bunt there. You know, maybe the runner will leave too quickly. That's one of those things they'll send from the bench into the catcher Ruiz to put on.
And a pitch out. Phillies thought something was cooking here.
Yeah, they thought there might be a suicide squeeze on there, so they pitched out.
Mark Berry is the third base coach. He had a conversation with Ramon Hernandez before the first pitch. Now he whispers something to Hernandez, who comes down the line a little bit.
Well, there's all kinds of ways you can suicide squeeze. Usually it goes wrong. It's a play that that looks good when it works, but there's so many things that can go wrong.
He bunts foul.
That was not a suicide squeeze.
No,
that was just trying to bunt him over.
Right, bunting Giannis up to, or excuse me, Heisey up to second.
Some people use the term safety squeeze for that. I don't know. To me, it's just you're bunting the runner over to second. That's all it is. Now he comes in again. Now Berry comes in and talks to Cueto about what they want to do with 2 strikes. Go back and talk to the runner again right there. But it used to be they'd have a sign and they have an answer.
He bunts to the right of the mound. Worley off the hill, looks for the runner at third, and oh boy, thank goodness he's 6'4".
Yeah,
because that throw was going over his head, and Howard was able to pull it out of the air. So the sacrifice is successful.
Right, what you're supposed to do, and Worley, see the expression on his face. You got to give a little look over there and make sure that guy's not coming down the line at third. And once you see he's frozen, then you get the out at first. You don't even think about second here. Now watch, he'll give it. Does he even look?
He looked over at third.
Yeah, he did give the look to third, and now he has it, but he bobbled it. That's why he threw the grenade over there, because he didn't have a grip on it.
He also threw off the wrong foot.
Oh, he did everything wrong. That's why he had that silly look on his face when he was finished, like, oh, that didn't look good. But it ended okay.
Stubbs lined to Utley his first time up. It's no balls and 2 strikes. 2 fastballs in basically the same spot on the inner half of the plate.
And now he wants to stay out of the plate on this and see if he can get him to chase.
Stubbs does have 20 RBIs this year.
Well, that's another reason why Dusty Baker gave up the out and bunted him over. If you have confidence that your leadoff man could drive in some runs, because you're going to have 2 outs when the leadoff guy comes up there. But he didn't want Cueto hitting a double play and in the inning.
So it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Stubbs.
A lot of pitches for Worley early in this game. 37 already, not out of the second.
Oh, he has runners on second and third with 2 outs. Did Stubbs break his back?
I guess he must have.
Ball strike ratio 14-23.
Yeah, and 37 total pitches. Big pitch right now. You don't want to go 3-2 if you can avoid it. And he did. Okay, a changeup. 2-2 changeup. Well, they have a base open, but now you almost have to throw a fastball here unless you've decided you're going to go after Phillips with him loaded.
Swing and a miss. He got him. He may have gotten a piece of it, but Ruiz hung on, and the side is retired. 2 strikeouts for Worley. He leads 2. The occasional explosion or two. Wednesday nights are full of action with Burn Notice. You can catch 2 full hours tomorrow starting at 8 right here on PHL 17. Well, last of the second, it's been an eventful 2 innings for Vance Worley. He's allowed 4 hits and a run, but he just got out of a jam. He's trying to keep himself dry. He's trying to keep that mohawk dry.
Well, he did a heck of a job getting out of that jam, especially with those flares they were sending out there in that inning. And you know, the key of the inning, of course, we always talk about when you get into one of those spots is the 8-hole hitter. If you can control the 8-hole hitter in the National League, you have a chance to get out of it, and he did.
Ryan Howard was 2 for 4 in last night's ball game for the Phillies. Boy, he got a pretty good pitch to hit right there, and it's 0-1.
In the American League, it's a different story because you have an offensive player and batting in the 9th spot as opposed to the pitcher. This guy's going to be tough tonight. That's why it was really important that he didn't give up 2 runs on 2 outs there with 2 outs and make it 3-0 quickly, because Cueto is on a pretty good roll, and just off his early indications here, he's throwing great. There's another really good changeup.
Well, the last 2 nights, the Reds starters have gone a combined 5 1/3, and they've allowed 16 runs. Bronson Arroyo last night, Edinson Volquez the day before. So their bullpen is at dire straits right now. Although
Well,
Matt Maloney did a nice job for him last night.
Yeah, he held the fort. And their bullpen and their manager and pitching coach and everybody looks at their starter tonight and says, this is like when the Phillies have one of their starters out there. You think you're going to get innings.
Way inside, 3-2.
Well, he threw him a slider and missed. There's Cole, who gutted out 6 innings last night. He didn't have his great location, but he still pitched very well, and they got him a lot of runs and made it easier.
Picked up his 6th victory of the year. Howard in the air to right center field. Way back there. Going back is Bruce. That one is off the top of the wall. Stubbs plays it nicely, and Howard slides in safely. It seemed like it got in on him a little bit, but I thought it had enough to get out of the yard. Instead, it's his 11th double of the year, so the Phillies have the leadoff batter in scoring position.
Yeah, it looked like it had a chance to be a home run, that's for sure. Cueto's only thrown 1 home run ball this year, and it's to a left-handed hitter. Here's the pitch. It's a 3-2 fastball. He threw a 2-2 slider, so he almost has to challenge him here, and he did. And must have had top spin. Ooh, right off the fence on the top of the wall.
And Howard slides in safe at second, safe and secure with New York life.
Now the Phillies have to try and manufacture a run here. Hernandez and Cueto just want to make sure they're right on the signs with a runner at second for the first time in the game.
Here's Ibanez. See his numbers in his last 19 games. How about his last 12 games? Here at Citizens Bank Park, he's hitting .405. Hit a home run in last night's ball game over the center field wall. He has been chipping away at those bushes out there. And he's also been able to drive in runs with runners in scoring position. Grounder right side, a foul ball, and it's 0-2.
Here's the home run he hit last night. Tom said at those bushes in center field, he hit a couple out there in this homestand. Center field homers. That means you're swinging pretty well when you can hit the ball out of the ballpark to center field.
Has his average up to 239, 5 home runs, 20 RBIs. Way inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, Cueto will crowd hitters. He's done a lot of that early in this game. And then he likes to throw that changeup away to the left-handed hitters after he crowds them a little bit. See if they go that way now. Nope. Challenge him.
Ibanez has 10 RBIs here in May, which puts him among the league leaders in that category. 1-2 the count. Liner toward right field. Moving over is Bruce. Still going over. He's not going to get there. It's going to roll to the wall. Here comes Howard, and the Phillies tie it up at 1. Back-to-back doubles.
Bruce thought he had a shot at that, and then it must have been one of those top spin lobs we talked about, and it went down fast and he couldn't get to it, and then it was by him. So Raul does the job and gets more out of it. You have to try and pull the ball here if you can, and he does. A line drive with a lot of spin. That was a breaking ball. He threw him a 3-2 slider coming down fast. See, Bruce thought he was going to catch it, and then he didn't have a good angle, and it shot past him to the wall for another extra base hit.
21 RBIs now for Ibanez. Here's Ruiz, who had a good night last night, and his job is the same as Ibanez's job was. Try to get the ball to the right side so the Phils might be able to get another run home. No balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, sometimes they will tell a guy if you're at the bottom of the order, do we want you to give yourself up or not? In this case, I agree with you because you have Dominic Brown on deck, who's a left-handed hitter. Oh, he can make some contact and get the run in, but that swing right there didn't look like a give-it-up swing.
How about that? He fought it off. He's going to get the runner over to third. 1 away.
Sometimes it just works, huh? You talk about, as you say, fighting it off. That thing was running right at him. With Ryan Howard after scoring the run. What do they do with their infield? Their guys are all looking in the dugout right now, and they're going to play it in. So they will not concede a run to the 8-hole hitter here.
I think that's part of the problems that the Reds have had. The fact that they haven't scored a whole lot of runs.
Excuse me, 7-hole hitter at the bottom of the order. Yeah, you would think they could score a little bit more tonight, and they have Cueto, but they just are not about to give up a cheapie as far as Dusty Baker's concerned.
To center field. Stubbs going back. Should be deep enough to score Ibanez. It will. Stubbs doesn't even bother to set himself to throw, and the Phillies take the lead. Dominic Brown comes through with his first RBI of the year.
That's a nice run right there. A ball that looks like maybe it should have been caught in the outfield or at least contained, turned into a double. Get him over, get him in, take the lead. Good job. Here's a pitch from Johnny Cueto. He's trying to crowd him with a fastball and then run it on the inside part of the plate, and you saw it ran right out over the middle, and Dominic got it in the air.
So here's Mayberry batting 8th again, making his 15th start of the year, and he takes it low. 1 ball, no strikes. John Mayberry, you see, he's wearing the microphone for us tonight. He was nice enough to do that. We'll be capturing some of his sound of the game.
Sound on that would be that. Oh man, did that move?
He said to me before the game, he goes, I don't really talk that much.
He doesn't. He's one of the nicest guys, John Mayberry. He's a good person.
Charlie Manuel spoke today about how well he played center field last night. Had a couple of balls that he had to get to in the gap, and his style is very different than, let's say, that of Shane Victorino. It's almost like Doug Glanville's style.
Yeah, he's a glider, and he's a long strider out there. Shane, hey, what's Shane, 5'10"? He's going to have shorter strides when he goes after the ball. He's going to be more choppy. But a guy like Mayberry, as tall as he is, glides. I compared him to Devon White last night.
Grounded is short. Giannis charges and then waits. The side is retired. The Phillies do score 2 back-to-back doubles by Ryan Howard and Raul Ibanez fuel the Phils to the lead as we go to the 3rd here in Philadelphia. trivia question. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information. And please submit your answer on the subject line. Wheels, the question is this. What former Phillies third baseman won the National League MVP award as a Reds pitcher?
Wow.
The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning.
We know it's not Scott Rowland.
Nope. Although he probably pitched pretty well when he was in high school.
I would think he did everything pretty well. What was he, Mr. Basketball in the state of Indiana?
Yep.
He's a pretty good athlete.
That says a lot.
Yeah, in that state.
Brandon Phillips will lead it off here in the top of the 3rd. And the first pitch up high, 1 ball, no strikes. Phillips popped out to Utley his first time up. Dominic Brown coming through with an RBI and a sacrifice fly to give the Phillies the lead.
They played good baseball in that inning. And anytime you can get them over, get them in near the bottom of the order like that, good job. And Cueto's showing signs tonight that he can strike you out too. Ryan got it started with a double off the wall.
Ball just missed. 3-1 now to Phillips. Phillips is 2 for 15 on the road trip as Joey Votto waits on deck. Reds is a team who've lost 6 in a row. They've hit .204 during their losing streak. Ball 4. So the leadoff batter's aboard here in the 3rd.
Yeah, that's a no-no right there. Of course, when you scratch out 2 runs away, the Phillies just did. Never walked a leadoff hitter, and he wasn't trying to do it, but that's what happened. And now here come the guys that bat 3, 4, 5 for a reason. And you see Rich Doobie thinking the same thing, like, oh man, anything but that. Even if you have to throw another one of those parachutes.
Votto doubled his last time up, the reigning National League MVP. 1 for 1, and that pitch a tad low, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Votto won the MVP last year. He edged Albert Pujols in the voting. Not only because of his numbers, but also the fact that the Reds won the division. He had .324, 37 homers, 113 RBIs, and let's face it, he was the foundation for this Reds team last year.
They have 2 very good young players in this guy and Jay Bruce.
Fly ball, short left. Ibanez gets in position to catch and throw. 1 away.
Votto really upset with himself because that's a very poor at bat for a guy like him who should be trying to pull the ball in that spot.
Hey, the Dodgers and the Cubs are coming into Citizens Bank Park in the month of June. There are tickets that are still available, limited seats for the Dodgers series, Tuesday the 7th, Wednesday the 8th. And how about the Cubs series? Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Come on out to see Chicago and the Phils. Go to Phillies.com for information. And as always, don't forget, there are always standing room only tickets that are available prior to the start of each game.
I wonder if Roland's going to look in there because they just went right back inside again. He got the bloop single for an RBI his first time up, and every pitch right now are fastballs into him. Only 4 of 13 first pitch strikes so far for Worley.
To left center field, Mayberry's over, and there are 2 outs. So Phillips goes back to first, and he'll continue his conversation with Ryan Howard.
Well, Phillips, you know, he's one of those guys that he's just, no matter where he is, he's going to be chirping.
Well, he's also, I don't know if you know this or not, Wheels, but he's got his own Twitter account.
Oh yeah, he's gregarious.
It's at DatDudeBP, DATDUDEBP.
If you ever hear him interview, he could talk some smack now.
Well, did you hear the story about his last off day in Cincinnati? You know, he's got all these followers on his Twitter account.
Right.
And some young kid, Connor Eccles, a 14-year-old from Cincinnati, asked him on his off day, said, "What are you doing? Why don't you come to my game?" He's a 14-year-old ball player. "Why don't you come to my game?" So, Phillips tweeted back to him, "Well, what's the address?" And Connor Eccles didn't think he'd show up, and Brandon Phillips showed up at the game.
Yeah, he just enjoys himself. There are some teams that can take him the wrong way. If he did all the stuff he does now 30 years ago, he wouldn't be doing it for long. But it's different now. And, be down there tickling each other and those kind of things. Well, it's okay now. But he has fun. And there's nothing wrong with that. Ooh, man. That was a good pitch.
That was a very good pitch.
Yeah. Probably wasn't a strike, but it's close. It's close enough that you think he might chase. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it was.
He got him out front. Short left center. Rollins under makes the catch. So good job by Worley to work around that leadoff walk. He then retired the next 3 batters. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It fills up 2-1. Before that, we have John Mayberry, Mike, tonight. Let's take a listen in.
Good. Birthday. Go, man. Duke. Brown man. Let's go, baby. ¿Qué tú crees, monstruo? Esto es 3 ahora. ¿Qué pasó? Creo que sí. Y tú también, monstruo. Well, run out. Swing, baby.
He is a very well-educated young man. He not only has the English language down, but he also can speak a little Spanish, too. That was kind of neat to listen to.
A little bilingual, huh?
Yep.
Stanford grad.
Vance Worley pops out on the first pitch. What a way. Now, I have no idea what he said to Michael Martinez and a couple of other teammates. Do you?
No. It was awful fast.
It was very fast. Well, John is a good kid who's, he's starting to fit in here in the big leagues.
Well, he's working hard to try to get better.
Rollins the other way. That's going to slice. And picked up by Heisey. Rollins heading to second. The throw just dribbles on in. 3 doubles now for the Phillies. Look at Phillips. Trying to push him off the bag.
Oh, this will be something down there now, these two. He can't wait. He can't wait for Rollins to get back. No, he's just waiting for him right now. Here comes Jimmy. Now he knows the conversation's going to start. There they go. Yeah, that didn't take long. There you go. You have a mic on those two guys. Fastball, and Jimmy fought it off really well and lined it down there, sliced it. Heisey got to it quickly, did a really nice job, and he slides to the inside part of the bag, and here we go. And he pushes him off the bag. That's Brandon Phillips. 9 innings of joy for him.
Chase Utley's the hitter, and he takes it outside. You imagine if you put Brandon Phillips next to Sean Casey over at the first base bag, or Brandon Phillips and Orlando Hudson.
That could be a reality show, since they're so popular nowadays.
1-1 the count to Utley, who flied to center his first time up. To center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. The first hit for Chase Utley. Rollins heading home. The throw on one hop. Boy, that was a doozy. And Stubbs just now, Jimmy Rollins trying to score.
He didn't read that off the bat. You know, he didn't get a good jump. I guess Juan Samuel thought he got a better jump than he got, but he didn't. He waited quite some time before that ball hit the turf out there. And Stubbs can throw, and he's very accurate. Chase Utley with his first hit of the year, but you know, you don't want to get a guy thrown out there with the 3-4 coming up. Now see if you can see. Well, you can't tell right there, but he doesn't read it. And I think Sammy probably thought he got a better jump than he did, because you know, he shouldn't be out standing up like that.
Well, he's out by a good margin.
Oh yeah.
Way outside, 1 ball, no strikes. I didn't see his turn around third. But I think if you're Juan Samuel, you're thinking, well, Jimmy Rollins is on second. I could score him.
Well, I think he thought that he had to see that better off the bat. For whatever reason, the jump was poor, and you know, it was cautious. Like he thought it was going to be caught. Now, you know, now watch. See, look, see, slow. Now he goes. It's too late.
Two balls, no strikes to count to Polanco.
Excuse me, Tom. You break right away on that. You read it off the bat, and he scores easily.
Polanco flied to center his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. To the right side, Phillips down to one knee. And the side is retired. So the Phillies had an opportunity to tack on another run, but they do not score. They leave one in scoring position. We go to the fourth with the Phillies on top 2-1. By Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. By Jeep brand, we don't just make SUVs, we make history. And by Xfinity, only from Comcast, the official HD triple play provider of the Phillies. Top of the fourth, Phillies are up 2-1. Had a chance to add to their lead, but couldn't score in the bottom of the third. So now Vance Worley will face Ramon Hernandez, Chris Heisey, and Paul Janisch.
Yeah, J. Rose, better base runner than that. You get on second, you got to know where the fielders are, and therefore you don't have to look around.
Gary Matthews joins us here in the booth.
More magnified when you're facing a number one like Cueto. Need all the runs you can get against a pitcher like that.
Hernandez doubled his first time up, so he's 1 for 1.
Well, Worley doing a little better job now, starting to double up with the fastball inside as opposed to throwing one fastball and then a breaking ball. His breaking ball's been kind of rolling a little bit. Good pitch as he jams him.
And Rollins has plenty of time. 1 away. Trust WB Mason for the brands you want at prices you'll love, like Avery shipping labels that never jam or smudge. Who but WB Mason? So 1 away here in the fourth. It'll bring Chris Heisey to the plate. Heisey singled his first time up. Towering fly ball to left. Not deep. Playable for Ibanez coming in. 2 outs. Well, these first 2 outs are going to help Vance Worley. Struggled the first couple innings, and he looks like he's settling in. Let's take a look at the Toyota Major League scoreboard. Braves take a 2-0 lead over Pittsburgh. That game's in the bottom of the fourth already. Martin Prado, an RBI double.
Well, he does hit against other clubs besides the Phillies.
Janisch popped out to Utley his first time up. Sarge, give me your theory on Vance Worley's success here in the big leagues compared to the minors. You know, the minors, he had an okay earned run average of 3.97 and was a .500 pitcher. Now, I'm not saying that 4 starts makes a major leaguer, but he certainly has been, as far as our eyes are concerned, pretty good to watch.
Well, he's held his own and he's thrown strikes, quality strikes. Throws a heavy sinker ball. Ball moves inside.
Nice play by Howard. Picked it on 1 hop to the bag, and the side is retired. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe the defense is a little better here in the big leagues, as Ryan Howard just showed as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Citizens Bank Park. The ballpark offers a variety of unique spaces and on-site catering available year-round for many types of functions, both large and small. Take advantage of all the ballpark has to offer. Call 215-218-5100 or visit Phillies.com/special events. Bottom of the fourth, Phillies lead at 2-1. Well, the Phillies, thanks to Ryan Howard, Raul Ibanez, Dominic Brown, have this lead. Sarge, I know today, before you came to the ballpark, you were over at the Negro League Memorial here in Philadelphia, and a very special occasion took place.
Yeah, it sure was for Stanley Glenn, one of the Philadelphia stars. He had recognized, actually, we just put a wreath for him. His wife, Vera, was there along with Dave Montgomery. It was a very nice ceremony, just celebrating again the Negro Leagues and the players, I should say, and it was very, very nice ceremony. Stanley
Glenn, if you've been at the ballpark on a variety of occasions, was a Negro League ball player from Philadelphia, passed away on April 16th. He was just here at the ballpark for the Jackie Robinson ceremonies. And it was unfortunate that he passed away, but it's kind of neat that you got a chance to be out there during those ceremonies.
Oh, it sure was, too, though. And again, with having the people coming out and then recognizing and then seeing the memorial with all the different players on it, again, was just, you start to end up thinking about them from years and years past and some of the things that they were going through. But again, all the ones I've talked with have nothing bad to ever say. I mean, they are very fortunate, they feel, to have played even in that league.
Stanley Glenn played for the Philadelphia Stars from 1944 to 1950. And as we said, each time the Phillies recognize the Negro Leagues, the former Negro League legends here at the ballpark, Stanley has made his way to Citizens Bank Park. Long run for Scott Rowland into foul territory. He's fortunate that ball was way up there. And there's one away. So one out here in the fourth. And here comes Raul Ibanez. Ibanez an RBI double his last time up. He's raised his batting average nearly 100 points when it was at its low this season. And it's taken an awful lot to raise it up to the 244 where it is right now.
Yeah, well, his confidence has come up. He's been swinging at strikes, working the count, getting ahead. When you start to get ahead in the count, you can get better pitches to hit. In the driver's seat, looking for his pitch, his location.
Off the end of the bat, a spinner right through the hole, and how about a little bit of luck, too?
Well, when you're hot, you're hot, okay? But notice, though, he kept that bat right in that hitting zone. He didn't roll his hands over, and even though he didn't hit it good, because he's in a good hitting position, it allows him to maximize his ability as he goes the other way, right through the hole there between shortstop and third base.
So Ibanez is aboard. Here's Ruiz, who grounded out his first time up. A liner to left, that's pretty deep. Heisey going back. That one is over his head, and then he misplayed it. Ibanez around third. He's going to score. Ruiz with an RBI double. 3-1 Phillies. Well, so many things happened on that play that helped the Phillies. Not only did that ball just take off, but Heisey went back too close to the fence, misplayed it off the wall, and then he fell.
Yeah, good call on that, but take a look at Ibanez as he reads this ball just about running all the way. There's that kickoff, too close to the fence. Center fielder not there. He needs to be over there. You see a little bit of a slip. Ibanez all the way home by him.
RBI double for Ruiz, third hit of this series. And here's Dominic Brown.
Well, that's what they've been looking to for. Ruiz starting to hit the ball. Ibanez has been hot for a while now. Want guys to kind of catch them as opposed to going down where other guys are actually hitting and not hitting the ball well. That's a bad call. Rookies get those calls more than veterans, but Brian not seeing that ball but too well for me.
Inside 1-2 to Brown. Dominic Brown has sacked fly his last time up an RBI, his first of the year here in the majors. 3-1 Phillies. They've scored a run here in the fourth. A one-out opposite field single for Ibanez and a double by Ruiz.
Trying to keep that ball up. Low ball hitter. Most left-handers are pretty good low ball hitters.
Well, now he's run the count back full, 3-2.
Tough pitch to hold up on, and he was able to do that. See whether or not now he can get that fastball. And Dominic, fastball hitter. He's got to make sure, hopefully it's in your zone. Take a look at it here and see that he does hold up, recognizing that pitch. It's a hard breaking ball.
When you're a hitter, Sarge, like Dominic Brown or even a right-handed batter, how hittable are those pitches?
It looks good.
Do they look?
Oh, they look great because they're fastball. They ball up a little bit more. He might have offered at it. Looks like a fastball kind of coming in and dips down at that last minute. Any pitcher that has late movement makes it more difficult to hit.
3-2 the count to Brown.
Now Ruiz needs to get off. Make sure he gets a good jump. So if it's a base hit, he's able to score.
Ball 4, and the Phillies have 2 aboard with 1 out. It's a nice at bat. Mayberry coming up to hit, and Brian Price going out to the mound. Oh, the Phillies with 6 hits tonight off their double-digit effort last night. Well, it was a busy day for the Phillies. Jose Contreras pitched 2 innings in the first of a doubleheader at Lehigh Valley. He started the 10:30 a.m. game. He threw 20 pitches, 14 strikes. His velocity was 91-92, and Rich Doobie was asked about that today, and he said, well, it was 10:30 in the morning. And then last night, Sarge, well after we left, the Clearwater Threshers and the Jupiter Hammerheads played a 23-inning game won by Jupiter. Jose Duarte singled home Jaime Ortiz with the winning run. It was a 5-hour, 37-minute game in front of 330 in Jupiter. 6:30 start, ended after midnight. Darren Ruff, he's a first baseman for the Threshers. He pitched 2 scoreless. Joe Savory, he's a first baseman. He pitched 2 scoreless, but he was a former pitcher.
I was going to say, you better watch out. They'll have you on that mound throwing. You do too good.
Well, Savory, we understand, and this isn't a surprise because this was his reputation when he came out of college. He threw 92. 0-1 to Mayberry. Grounder left side. Rowan backs up on it. Throws to second for 1. And that's all they get. So first and third with 2 outs. .54 on the putout. Worley fly to right his first time up. Vance is not a gimme out. He's 2 for 6 this year in the big leagues. Back-to-back sliders, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Now started that slider right at his hip. As he jumps away, that was a strike.
Tell you what, Rowland was playing off the line, and that was awfully close to maybe sneak it into left.
It was a pretty good swing. Sinker, hard sinker coming inside. Wow. Able to lay off the slider. Making him work. That's what you want to do. Make that pitcher work.
Continues to make him work. A foul ball off the shin guard of Hernandez.
Had a nice battle going there. Really fouling off pitches.
Worley down on strikes, and the inning comes to a close. The Phillies leave a couple, but they get an extra run on the RBI double by Carlos Ruiz. We've played 4. We go to the 5th with the Phils up 2. Brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. By Citizens Bank. We're for homes. Talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. And by Chevrolet. See your local Chevy dealer or visit ChevyDealer.com. Vance Worley has a 2-run lead. It's 3-1 as we go to the top of the 5th. 3 runs on 6 hits for the Phils. 1 run on 4 hits for the Reds. Worley pitching in place of Joe Blanton. Joe Blanton's going to go see Dr. James Andrews, renowned surgeon who's done a number of Tommy John surgeries over the years just to get his elbow looked at. He has a little more inflammation in that elbow than he had previously. As Cueto takes ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Cueto sacrificed his last time up. And now it's 3 balls and 1 strike.
Now got to make sure that you make the pitcher hit to get on. Talked about it before. Anytime you've scored, you want to shut down the opposition, keep the momentum right on your side.
Cueto is 1 for 6 this year as a hitter. He hasn't played in many games, we mentioned before. 3-2 pitch to him. Ball 4. And he's aboard to lead off the 5th. Now, once the Phillies get into the month of June, they'll play some games against the National League East, including 4 here at the ballpark against the Florida Marlins. The 14th, 15th, 16th. The day-night doubleheader is Wednesday the 15th. You can get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. There are a limited number of seats available. Worley's thrown 67 pitches. Part of that is because of his 4 3-ball counts. As Giannis hits one down the right field line, slicing, and it stays fair. And it's going to take a hop over the wall. The umpire is going to go take a look at it, and it did disappear. So a ground rule double, and Sarge, they've had a number of hits like that tonight.
Yeah, swinging early on pitches. Not bad pitches, however, that Worley's been throwing. Got to give credit sometimes to the hitters. And that ball just hit in a spot that no chance at all. See how that ball kicked, and once it kicks, it's right over the rail, and that's what you do. Throw those hands up. Let that umpire know the ball is out of play.
So a little heavy lifting now for Worley. The infield will play back with the Phillies up 3-1 here in the top of the 5th. Brandon Phillips, the hitter. And he takes a fastball for a strike. Phillips so far tonight has popped out to second. He walked his last time up. To right field. Another looper. Here comes Brown. He's not going to get there. Drops in for a hit, and then he misplays it. And 2 runs are going to score, and it's tied up at 3.
Oh, boy.
Well, the walk to the pitcher to lead off the inning certainly hurts, but then 2 balls that have just found the grass out in the outfield has certainly helped the Reds.
Take a look at it. That ball on the inside, seeing how hard he swings. Ball just starts to slice away, but now you got to make sure you catch the ball, look it in your glove, and if he might have had a play at Brandon Phillips going in to second base.
So a single, E9, 2 RBIs. Stubbs was flying it around third. So the E9 to allow the runner to get to second. Kyle Kendrick's up and tossing in the pen. Worley's at 70 pitches.
Now, this is a pretty good hitting ball club. One of the reasons you don't want to walk batters. It's going out, giving Worley there a little bit of a breather. Worley's got action in the bullpen. It's like Kyle Kendrick.
Votto's 1 for 2. Doubled and scored in the first. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Will they be careful with Votto here?
Well, he's got to go at him. I mean, he's already, he's put runners on Cueto by a walk. He's had some balls not hit so hard. Balls easily could have been caught, though, but just in no man's land.
You know the count to Votto.
Still got to be careful with this pitch. Could be swinging 3-0. He's trying to pull the ball.
He did get the green light, and he hits it foul into the Hall of Fame club. 3-1 the count now to Votto.
Not a very good swing there, 3-0, especially from this guy.
That's not a bad pitch. Must have been a little low and outside. Ball 4. Runners on first and second. Still nobody out here in the 5th. Second walk of the inning by Worley.
Wow. Looking for a ground ball double play if you can. Infielders got to knock the ball down. You can do that. Might be able to keep Phillips from scoring at second base.
Rowland had an RBI single his first time up, then fly to center his last time to the plate. Worley jammed him. He's trying to jam him again. He really jammed him his first time up too, and he had that little dunker to right.
Yeah, just missed though on the inside part of the plate, and you're right. They're trying to get the fastball in on Rowland. Don't want to leave it out over the plate. Looking for a double play ball.
That's not a double play ball. That ball's hit pretty well to center. Mayberry's getting back out on it, and he makes the catch. Phillips tags. So does Votto. The throw cut off by Rollins. And there are runners on second and third with one away.
Well, we talk about being able to move the runners and get them over. That is the other way to do it. A long fly ball will do it.
Carlos Ruiz just peeked into the dugout. Jay Bruce is the hitter. I thought they might, because it looked like Ruiz was putting his glove out, walk him intentionally to try to put the double play in order. 0 for 2. And a strike to the knees. Phillies play the infield back here, Sarge, in the 5th. And you watch Worley miss his spot on this one, but he got the strike.
Got the strike. That ball almost right down the middle there, too.
That's a good pitch. Oh boy, that almost looked like a cutter the way it went inside, didn't it?
Good call on that as that ball moved in on the outside, inside, I should say, part of the plate. Who's not offering at it? Thinking he might have gotten jammed on that ball.
Almost had him offering at that. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ramon Hernandez waits on deck. Swing and a miss. He got him. 2 away here in the 5th.
Boy, what a great pitch. Bruce almost looking for that ball inside. And that's all set up on that first pitch. Inside as he goes away. Take a look at this. He opens up already trying to look for the ball inside. Guess what? On the outside part of the plate as he waves at the ball. Good pitch there by Worley.
So now Ramon Hernandez the hitter with runners on second and third and 2 outs here at the top of the 5th. Hernandez doubled his first time up, grounded to Rollins his last time to the plate. This guy's been pretty good for Johnny B. Baker.
Yeah, he sure has been. Hitting well over 300.
Hernandez has been around. He's played for the A's, played for the Baltimore Orioles, among other teams. 2-0 the count. Low and inside, 3-0.
Say this, he's not getting many of the corners or any of the borderline type pitches so far tonight. They're going to go on and intentionally walking.
So they put him on to load the bases for Heisey. So 8 men have come to the plate for the Reds here in the top of the 5th. Heisey blooped a single to center his first time up. Fly to left his last time to the plate. Wheels mentioned Heisey's from Mechanicsburg, PA, and he played college baseball at Messiah College. Set a number of school records. I guess so. One ball, one strike, the count to Heisey with the bases loaded. And a tip it to the glove of Ruiz. 1-2. Just trying to get through this 5th inning, boy.
Yeah, kind of gutting it out there. He's at 90 pitches. The crowd starts to erupt a little bit, trying to get him through this inning.
Splits aren't great, but they'll look a lot better if he gets them here. 2-2 the count.
You can almost tell he's really kind of laboring for me, trying to throw strikes. A little bit warm out there, but just starting his, I mean, the way he is out there on the mound, just looks like he's just really almost trying too hard. Let it go.
Now the runners will be off. The bases are loaded, 3-2 with 2 outs. You're right, Sarge. He doesn't have the same
just laboring
comfort as he had the first 2 starts he made, and even the relief appearances he made.
Pretty big pitch right now.
The runners will be off. The 3-2. Popped up. Right side. Utley is over. Howard is there. It's Howard's call, and the inning is over. Well, the Reds sent 8 men to the plate. They left the bases loaded. They scored 2 runs. But Worley did a good job getting through this 5th. Top of the order is due up for the Phillies. You know, Sarge, we have an anniversary today in Major League Baseball. Did you know that?
No.
May 24th, 1935. What do you think happened then?
Have no clue.
The first night game in Major League Baseball history. Jimmy Rollins leads it off, takes a strike. It's 0-1. Guess who the 2 teams were that played in that first night game?
American League or National League?
National League.
Cincinnati?
You are correct. They hosted it at Crosley Field. Very
right.
nice.
You want to guess the other team, or you want me to?
No, I know who it is.
Oh.
Would it be guessing?
Okay.
Whoop, look at that. Hernandez just flipped the ball right back over Cueto's head.
I'll say the Dodgers or the Pirates.
You would be incorrect with both.
All right, well. I don't want to guess anymore.
You're calling it quits on guessing?
Yeah.
Rollins pulls it fair. Oh boy, what a play by Votto. Slings it over to Cueto covering. 3-1 on the putout. And there's one away. That's a heck of a play.
Well, heck of a play too by Cueto, just to be going to the right side. A lot of time pitchers are over there spectating as he slides. Got to have soft hands to make this particular play, and then you got to be pretty athletic to throw the ball underneath right on the money to Cueto as he gets him by plenty. Take a look at this as he goes down and almost rolls, comes out. He grabbed that ball, didn't even look at it, and threw it.
That's a really good play. Remember last year when these two guys were trying to make a similar play at first, gloves were flying everywhere. Cueto was trying to catch the ball without a glove. Phillies wound up winning the game because of that. Anyway, Sarge, the Phillies and the Reds played in the first night game in Major League Baseball on this date back in 1935.
Well, I did say the Pirates. It's close.
You were in the same state. You are correct.
Well, gotta give credit where credit's due.
I don't know if I can give you partial
I got to
credit
tell, I'm like Wills. I don't like that noise. I mean, I don't.
Up high, 1-1. Well, there were 632 individual lamps in 8 different stanchions that were used at Crosley Field.
Anybody get any hits?
It was a 2-1 game, so it's,
Okay.
there were some, not many though. Think about that. That day, Sarge, really changed the game.
Oh. The night games, though, really. And coming out, being able to play the night games, you kind of almost thought you had arrived, even as a high school player.
When you got to the majors, though, the lights were really good.
Well, depending on what league you're playing in.
Utley chops it toward first. Fair ball. Easier hop for Votto. Easier toss for Cueto. 2 outs. Well, tonight after the postgame show, get all the news, weather, and sports all in just 30 minutes. It's the newscast built to fit your lifestyle. So check out PHL 17 News at 10, powered by NBC 10, tonight after the postgame show. I'm not sure if those little guys will be up, but he's enjoying a dog tonight on a night when the Roy Oswald bobble figurine was given out here at the ballpark. Compliments of Toyota.
Want him to stay up a little longer? Just give him a little chocolate. Finishes that hot dog, give him some chocolate, he'll be just fine. Stay up as late as you want.
There's the bobble figurine given out tonight to all fans. See how it has the Oswald's glove up. That's where he usually starts from the windup. Here's Polanco with 2 outs, 0 for 2. He's flied to center, and he's grounded to second. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Phillies have bullpen action. It would lead you to believe that Worley's night is probably done. David Herndon and J.C. Romero. Remains no balls and 2 strikes.
Cueto still throwing the ball very hard. 95. He threw that fastball, and it was running in on the hands of Polanco.
again. Running in on his hands. Cueto with 81 pitches, a lot more strikes than balls tonight. But the Phillies have scored 3 runs on 6 hits against him. Oh, and 2 the count. Grounded to third. Rolling over a step and in time to retire the side. 1, 2, 3. Go the Phils here at the bottom of the 5th. Well, it is bobble figurine night, but Bernie, who's out in center field, that shot, oh, it's not always the easiest one to get. The closers. Which one? All of them. With Brad Lidge out in March, Jose Contreras took the reins and took over the role. After his trip to the DL, Ryan Matson went from setting up Contreras to setting down opponents in the 9th inning. Even 25-year-old Antonio Bastardo flipped the switch and turned out the lights for his first career save. Success at the back end of the bullpen is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Now more than ever, we're here for you every step of the way. Well, Ryan Matson's done a whale of a job as the Phillies closer since Jose Contreras went on the DL. Contreras most likely is going to be back with the Phils in the next day or two. Remains to be seen, though, whether he'll take over the closer's role again. First pitch from David Herndon. Fine play by Polanco. One away here in the 6th.
Wow. Almost looked like he caught that ball and was going by him. Soft hands. Once it gets into the glove, he usually throws it right on the money. Fastball, and they do call it the hot corner. Take a look at this. Bounces as he keeps that eye right on the ball. A lot of confidence he has in playing third base, coming over from second base. Just a good athlete.
Johnny Cueto's the hitter, and he's taken all the way. It takes a fastball for a strike, 0-1. The line on Van Swarley, 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, 1 intentional, 3 strikeouts. And it was his walk to Johnny Cueto in the 5th that kind of set the tone for the 2-run inning the Reds had. Again to Polanco, this one a little easier. Cueto's taking a little Sunday stroll off the first base line. 2 outs. So Herndon's numbers, 13th ball game, 2nd since he's been recalled from the minors. Sarge, how long do you think it's going to take Johnny Cueto to get back to the dugout?
Well, he's in no hurry. Didn't even tag first base. Guess he's trying to keep his energy to pitch on the mound.
He just now arrived at the stairs in the Reds dugout. Stubbs takes one inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Stubbs doubled his last time up, which was the 5th, and came around to score one of the 2 runs for the Reds. How about that pitch coming back over the inside corner? Slider.
Yeah, well, see if you can do that one again. Looked like it was inside, kind of even off the plate a little bit.
Three and 2 the count. So it remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. On the outside corner. Boy, that's a pretty pitch by David Herndon. A 1-2-3 6th inning. 2 ground outs and then a strikeout. We played 5.5 here in Philly. The big man is due to lead it off when we return. By Bud Light Lime, the just right taste of Bud Light with a refreshing splash of 100% natural lime flavor. And by Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines do Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. Well, night at the ballpark. Phillies are tied at 3 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Ryan Howard to lead it off. Howard's 1 for 2. Howard is 3 for 6 in the series now. It'll be Howard, Ibanez, and Carlos Ruiz, and these last couple of nights that's looked pretty good. Most of this year, the Phillies offense has only had maybe 2 guys hitting at one time. Everybody else has struggled. You know, it could be Polanco and Howard, or Rollins and Spurts and Howard, or Rollins and Polanco. Michael Stutz is up and warming. Last couple of days has been a little different.
Yeah. Well, you need, 3-4 guys in that lineup swinging the bat well. And with the pitching, you get 3 or 4 guys hitting the ball, getting a couple hits a piece. You're going to be scoring some runs. Their problem is just they just need a few more opportunities.
Well, how about the fact that the Phillies in the last 2 games have 10 extra base hits. Ibanez has his share. they had 12 extra base hits in their last 10 before that. I mean, that's how the drought was rolling.
Yeah. You know, when you put pressure on yourself, you start not getting hits or not hitting the ball. Now when you get those situations with runners, you just start to squeeze the bat a little bit too hard.
3-2 pitch to Howard. And he rolls over on it foul. But stays alive. Tell you what, he's getting some pitches here that he can, if he gets it timed properly, they can go a pretty long ways.
Yeah, that was a fastball there that he threw. A little bit late, but he's kind of protecting that plate for that slider that Cueto's been throwing down and in. Looks like a fastball, but he takes some off of it. Difficult pitch to hit when it's in the right spot.
So this will be the 9th pitch of this at bat for Howard against Johnny Cueto, who's reached 90 pitches now on the night. Ball 4. So Howard works out a leadoff walk. 2 walks tonight Cueto has issued. Both have been very good at bats. Hey, the Phillies Baseball Academy is open for business. It's baseball and softball camps for girls and boys aged 6 to 14. You get professional coaching, skill development from Phillies players, coaches, and Baseball Academy instructors. You also get a trip to Citizens Bank Park. There are 14 locations, 10 weeks to choose from. Call 610-520-3400 or go to philliescamps.com for more. Want to know the count to Ibanez? 2 for 2 tonight. Slider inside, 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, Cueto will give you a pitch to hit. Well, a lot of times as hitters, you got to make that pitcher throw you strikes, and that's by not swinging at bad pitches. Got to know the strike zone.
They give a lot of credit. Oh boy, that looked like it was a ball. But they give a lot of credit, the Reds do, to Mario Soto for Cueto's development. Soto won 100 games in 12 years with the Reds and has been kind of a consultant for them, an extra pitching coach from time to time. How good of a pitcher was Mario Soto?
Great changeup. Soto had an intimidating fastball. Again, didn't have pitch counts in those days, so when you faced him, you had to buckle up. You knew he was going to be there for about 7 innings or more. But he mixed them up. Again, to a lot more changeups, however.
It's full, 3-2.
I don't know if Ryan Howard is going to run, but I like being aggressive. And I like the way that Ibanez has been swinging.
Well, it's not a big lead for Howard. He doesn't go. And Ibanez nubs it foul. Now, I say it's not a big lead for Howard, but 3-2, nobody out. Is the lead as big a deal?
Well, yeah, because that gets you to go from first to third. You want to have a nice lead and a good secondary lead to be able to take off from where he is. I mean, he could almost fall back and get to the base.
These have been 2 long at bats to start the 6th for the Phillies.
No, and a lot has to do with that runner feeling comfortable. You know, as a coach, you can say, hey, get off more. But sometimes the guys, he just won't move.
Liner to left. Heisey comes in, and he makes the catch. Boy, that one almost ate him up. And Howard back to first. And Ibanez hits it hard.
That ball slicing right back to him. One thing you like about it, however, Ibanez continues to put good wood on the ball.
So this will be the 100th pitch of the night for Cueto. Carlos Ruiz 1 for 2 with an RBI double. He's the hitter here with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Well, there you go, Sarge. You were right. He just fell right down and he was right on the bag. I mean, there are guys that lead that way, but you want to be off a little more.
You want to be off and
back to the middle. That's going to loop into center, a base hit. Howard stops at second. Phillies have first and second with 1 away. Tell you what, Carlos is starting to swing the bat better.
Well, they're going to need him. It needs him to swing that bat. Need a few guys in that order that's hot. He's going right through the ball though now, and he didn't hit that ball good. Stayed up the middle, and that's what you want to do.
Back-to-back multi-hit games for Ruiz. You wonder if they're thinking about getting another pitcher up along with Logan Andrusik, who's throwing out there. Dominic Brown, there's Andrusik. He pitched in last night's game. He seems to pitch in every game for the Reds. Dominic Brown's the hitter. Sac fly and a walk so far. Don't have a whole lot of speed on the base paths, but Brown has hit the ball sharply the last couple of nights. He gets that ball to the right or the left of the outfielders. They may have a chance to score Howard.
Needs to stay aggressive on the fastball.
Well, he was aggressive.
Aggressive on it. Not able to catch up to it. 93. Again, easier to hit that particular pitch than it would be that slider that is breaking down and in toward his back foot.
There's the slider outside, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
More important, though, when you're on second base to get even a bigger lead and good secondary lead.
Ground outs, 6 flyouts, just 1 strikeout for Cueto. Only had 14 strikeouts coming in. So he has 15 strikeouts now and 24 innings of work. Two and 2 the count. Sergeant's only been 8 at bats plus a couple of others. He's walked and he's got the sac fly. Anything different that you see from Brown compared to spring training?
Well, I think it's too early to tell. I think he has to get a few games under his belt, see how he's swinging, and getting used and knowing that that nothing's going to happen to his hand. I think he does feel that way, but just being more aggressive.
Towards second, Phillips backs up on it, flips to second for 1. That's all they'll get. Brown flies up the line. Good takeout by Ruiz. So first and third now for John Mayberry.
You hustle hard down that first base. Try to avoid the double play, man. Kill the inning.
That's what Mayberry did his last time up. He reached on a fielder's choice, and he's talking to Joey Votto about not making the final out on that double play. And Votto said, "You got down the line pretty fast."
Yeah, he has good speed. Brown has good speed, especially for big guys.
So first and third. Mayberry the hitter, 0 for 2. Francisco's on deck to pinch hit for the pitcher spot. And a strike on the inside corner. Mayberry had a clutch base hit last night in the Phillies big inning, their 7-run inning. It was a 2-run single. 1 ball, 1 strike the count.
The catcher called for a slider. Cueto shook him off, wanted to come back in there with a fastball, and he did. Came back in there a little bit further inside.
Toward third, not hit hard. Rowland has to hurry because Mayberry hustles, as Joey Votto said, and they just get him by a step. So the side is retired after the 5-3 putout. No runs, 1 hit, 2 men left for the Phils. We go to the 7th here at Citizens Bank Park.
Kind of hard to get a handle on this one tonight. As you look at the Verizon Wireless game summary, back and forth she goes. Brandon Phillips with a 2-run single. Johnny Cueto, he could be out of this game. 6 innings, 7 hits. He's battled out there just the way Vance Worley did. Both of them been in trouble throughout the game, but only 3-3 right now. Raul Ibanez and Carlos Ruiz have RBI doubles. Third pitcher of the night, Tom, for the Phillies is going to be Michael Stutes.
Yeah, David Herndon did a nice job in the 6th. He retired the Reds in order, so now Stutes will come on, his 12th game. A 2.35 ERA. He'll face Brandon Phillips, Joey Votto, and Scott Rowland. A lot of responsibility for the young Michael Stutes, facing the heavy hitters, or the start of the heavy hitters for the Reds. And he delivers a fastball a little high, 1-0.
Yeah, and a test too, back-to-back games for him. You know, this is the kind of things they try to find out about a pitcher. All right, he did a heck of a job one night. How's he come back the next night? Does he maintain his stuff? Can he get hitters out 2 nights in a row? 2 games in a row.
Grounded is short, hit hard. Rollins throws out Phillips, 1 away. Well, these lucky fans are tonight's Citizen 7. That's right, they will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com.
They're getting Bill Bray up in the bullpen. Are the Cincinnati Reds. You have pitcher spot coming up to lead off the 7th, and Rollins and Utley. You might, they want to keep Gload on the bench maybe as a pinch hitter, and then turn Rollins around and then have another left-handed hitter in Chase Utley. So it looks like maybe that would be it for Cueto, and they're going to go to Bray.
He was congratulated in between innings by Dusty Baker and Brian Price. In fact, Dusty gave him a hug.
Well, he hung in there tonight. The Phillies had shots at him, and it was one of those bend don't break nights. There's Baker going over. That's the kind of guy Dusty Baker is. I mean, he's good with players.
0-2 the count to Votto. Back toward the middle. Boy, that was kind of a hanging slider, and Votto just served it into center. So he's on base for the 3rd time tonight.
Tremendous on base percentage guy is Joey Votto. You look up and he's on base almost every game some way. There was a slider and right back through the middle. Stu's a little upset at himself, but pitch is down, but he's just a low ball hitter like most of these left-handed hitters are in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, he said he kind of hung it, but he didn't hang it. He did go down after it. And behind home plate, it looked like it was tumbling there. Here's Roller. Fly ball shallow left. Polanco calls everybody off, and there are 2 outs. So 2 away with a runner at first. Hey, the Powerade Junior Phillies Club is open for all fans 14 and under. Members receive a Junior Phillies Club backpack, a Carlos Ruiz poster, and magnet series. Membership card, opportunity to win fun prizes. Registration is $13, so those 3 youngsters have a chance to be part of the Phillies Junior Club. Brought to you by Powerade. Go to Phillies.com/Junior Phillies Club for more information.
Going to have a little conversation about Jay Bruce right now. He is a very, very tough out.
Vance Worley got him all 3 times tonight. Last one was a big out.
Oh, it sure was. And that was a strange game for Vance Worley. You know, all those parachutes they were firing out in the right and right center tonight. I don't know whether he's jamming guys that were hitting off the end of the bat or maybe a combination thereof. But there were a lot of strange looking hits. And you know, I'm sure he'd be the first one to tell you that walking the pitcher is the thing that got him in trouble leading off the inning.
That was in the 5th when he allowed the 2 runs. He left the bases loaded.
To his credit, you know, he pitched around Hernandez a little bit, not pitched around, but he fell behind him. They walked him and he got Heisey on that foul pop up. Keep this game tied.
On the outside corner, 0-1. Pretty good feet by Stutz. Quick feet. Nearly caught Votto off guard. J.C. Romero throwing in the bullpen.
Well, he's probably getting throwovers right now. Votto not necessarily a base stealer, but you know they must think he's thinking about going. But to me, if he goes here, they'd walk Bruce, take the bat out of his hand.
0-2 the count to Jay Bruce. 191 with the first fastball, 93 with that one. Ruiz sets up outside. Got him. 3 straight fastballs, and Bruce is down swinging for the 3rd time tonight. Nice job by Stutz after a 1-2-3-6 by Herndon. Stutz leaves one here in the 7th. trivia quiz answer. Wheels, what former Phillies third baseman won the National League MVP award as a Reds pitcher?
Tom, why don't you share that answer with me? Because I have no idea.
Oh, he was in the Hall of Fame by the Cincinnati Reds in 1958. I was waiting for the buzzer. Bucky Walters is the correct answer.
He's a Philly guy.
He is a Philly guy. Passed away in 1991.
Yeah.
And here's the resume on Bucky Walters.
I know Bucky. I mean, I know who he is, sure.
Born in Philadelphia, started his career as a third baseman for the Boston Braves, and in 1934, the Phillies changed his life as they converted him to a pitcher. He got 198 games.
It wasn't that guy.
Nope. Scott Rowland, though, as we said, probably could pitch at one time if he wanted to.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a Phillies third baseman who could have been that Reds guy. That's a good question.
Bucky Walters in 2009 was part of the Veterans Committee's, was on the ballot for the Veterans Committee for the National Baseball Hall of Fame, as Bill Bray enters his 25th game for the Reds. And Ben Francisco's pinch hitting.
Right, and they wanted Francisco here as opposed to Glode and what follows, and that's why they're bringing Bray in. And he's probably the only left-hander they have available, because Maloney's, you wouldn't think he could go tonight, even in this situation.
2-1 the count to Francisco.
So they decided a tie game, this is the best place to use their one left-hander who's available.
And now they have Glode available. The Phillies do for later on in the game if they need it.
Right, and then all right-handers out of the bullpen from this point on for Cincinnati.
2 balls, 1 strike the count to Francisco. Ben's hitting .216 overall, 5 homers and 21 runs batted in. Actually, there have only been a couple of walks tonight, but both walks. Dominic Brown and Ryan Howard, they really worked them. Rollins waits on deck. Francisco pops it up near the plate. 1 away.
First time Philly saw Bill Braves with the Washington Nationals. And then he had arm surgery, but he's done a good job for Cincinnati since he's been healthy. Numbers are good this year.
Got a funky delivery, which I think throws off the hitters a little bit as he comes to the plate.
Well, left-handers 120 and right-handers 172 against him.
Now 27 years old. And he delivers a strike to Rollins. Last year with Cincinnati, Bray was 0-2. An earned run average of 4.13. Unscored upon, though, in the postseason. Liner towards short, diving catch by Giannis. Ball was not hit hard, and Giannis was able to leave his feet to make that play. 2 outs.
Yeah, it's right off the end of the bat, and a good job at timing that by Giannis to go to his right and catch it right here, 2 feet off the ground. As Tom said, the key to that play was it was not hit that hard, so he had time to cut it off.
2 outs now for Utley, who's 1 for 3 tonight. 1 for 8 since coming off the disabled list. Folks are wondering when Charlie Manuel will keep Chase out of the lineup. It might be tomorrow. It might even just be Thursday, the day game. He may play 3 straight and then take Thursday off.
The left-hander tomorrow, so that could be as
be
you
tomorrow,
say,
yeah.
could be tomorrow, and you know, or Sunday. There's Valdez, who would play second base. especially against a left-handed pitcher, as they get Travis Wood tomorrow night. Against Doc.
Next two games, Halladay and Lee for the Phillies.
Last time the Reds saw Roy Halladay, they didn't get much off him.
Nope. 1-1 the count to Utley. Outside and high, 2-1.
No hit, no run game in a playoff game.
There's the matchup for tomorrow. 6-3 Roy Halladay, 3-3 Travis Wood. Charlie Manuel said last night he liked Utley's swings on fastballs. He thought they were good. He said the changeups, his timing was off a little bit. He said, but that's what, that's why they felt he needed at bats, and they think he's, close after having 40+ at bats down in Clearwater.
Yeah, changeups and breaking balls from left-handers especially are tough.
3-1 the count to Utley.
I don't know if that's been a strike all night.
Brian Gorman, the home plate umpire. Chase was also asked last night about the crowd. He said, well, couldn't help it here. They tried to close him out, but they broke through. A little roller to second. Brandon Phillips throws out Chase, so the side is retired. The Phillies go down in order here in the 7th. So 1, 2, 3 go the Phils. We've completed 7 here at Citizens Bank Park. Still tied at 3. WB Mason. Who bought WB Mason for amazingly low office product prices? And buy the Pennsylvania Lottery. Play Pure Gold, the new instant game for the Pennsylvania Lottery. Must be 18 years or older to play. Please play responsibly. Hey, it's another sellout here at Citizens Bank Park, and the Phillies and Reds tied at 3. Game 2 of 4. Phillies are using the bullpen tonight. Antonio Pistardo in his 18th game. 2-0, 1.10 earned run average. Herndon went a scoreless 6th inning. Michael Stutes a scoreless 7th. They did a nice job. And now it's Pistardo who's on to face Hernandez, Heisey, and Yanish. Those are the scheduled hitters for the Reds. Rich Dubey was talking about his bullpen today because the expectation is that Jose Contreras will be back sometime in the next day or two. And he was asked about Michael Stutes and Pistardo, who both have done very, very well in the absence of Lidge and Contreras, and he said, well, it's just going to make our bullpen that much better. He didn't commit to who the closer was going to be because he wanted to wait and see if Contreras was coming back. But Michael Stutes has grown up very quickly and has done a great job. He threw 9 pitches tonight, 8 strikes.
Yeah, and I think that question about back-to-back was answered. His stuff was very good tonight.
Here's Ramon Hernandez. Now Pistardo will still be used probably in the 8th inning of games, depending on the matchups. whereas Stutz could be the 7th inning guy leading into Contreras in the 8th and then Matson in the 9th, if that's the route the Phillies take. A bunt. Foul. And it's 0-2. Ryan Matson, who hasn't pitched in a couple of days, you know, when he got that ball back off his hand the other day, Rich Doobie said it was a little stiff the next day. That's one of the reasons why he wasn't available the next day. Plus, he had thrown in a few games in a row, but he's raring to go.
Oh yeah, they'd love to get in a situation where they could use him tonight, getting into a save. Another tight game between these two teams. The Phillies have won a lot of games from the Reds, especially here, and they play a lot of close games. That 4-game series here last year was tremendous. 2 extra inning games and 2 1-0 games. Phillies won all 4 of them. Right before the All-Star break.
Pop up around second. Utley and Rollins are there. Rollins will make the call. 1 away. Well, Vance Worley retired the Reds in order in the 4th, and then David Herndon did it in the 6th. And every time the Phillies retire the opposing team, 1, 2, 3, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Xfinity HD Triple Play. It's your complete lineup for digital TV, lightning fast internet, and home phone.
And depending how this one goes, sometimes you will use your closer at home in a tie game in the 9th inning. So we'll just see, but knowing Madson's available is good feeling for the manager.
Heisey's 1 for 3, and it's inside. 1 ball, no strikes. I think it's going to be hard to supplant Ryan Matson as the closer when Contreras comes back. He's been that good.
Yeah, he's the closer. Try to stay in your own lane when you do this stuff. He's the closer. I don't think they're going to make any change there. Agree with you. He has done a great job,
and Contreras did before.
Yes, he did. Matson's making it look even easier.
That'll go foul.
Boy, look out. This guy is opening up and looking in right now. As you saw there with that swing he just had. They just threw him a slider down and in. See what Carlos wants to go now, if he wants to stay away from him a little bit. Guy pulls a ball that far foul. Even though it's a breaking ball, he's early. He's probably looking in.
1-2 the count to Heisey. He opened up again. Let's see if that one stays in play. Ruiz and Polanco are over, and Carlos runs out of room.
Yeah, they went right back in there again. That was a fastball. Either they feel that that's the way to get him out and they're going to stay in there, or they're going to go, well, 2 in a row, maybe we ought to try something else just in case. It's one of the great guessing games with pitchers and catchers and hitters. You know how they watch to see what maybe they can figure out what the guy's looking for. Or maybe they're just, there's Giannis, maybe they're just convinced that the way to get him out is to keep pounding him in. Now they're going to go away.
Part of calling a game, and Charlie Manuel was talking about this the other day, so was Carlos Ruiz, was not only knowing what your pitcher has, but also knowing what the hitter has. If he's opening up, how he's swinging at certain pitches.
You gotta watch. You gotta, you know, that's all part of the game for pitchers and catchers, to watch what the hitters, how they react to the pitches. They're back in there again now.
This should be easy for Rollins. Very little wind here tonight. 2 outs. So Paul Giannis is the batter. He's 0 for 3. He's grounded out a couple times. He's popped out to second. Oh, we might see Edgar Renteria in tonight's ball game. He's one of the backup infielders the Reds have. A strike at the knees, 0-1.
Mentioned struggling player Johnny Gomes, who did such a good job for them last year. He's out to hit for Bray if they get that far.
2 strikes. So 0-2 now. The numbers on Giannis against left-handed pitching. No balls, 2 strikes. Bastardo's ready. That's a good spot.
Yeah, it was, especially since everything was away early in the count. It's just the opposite of what they were doing with Heisey. So they came back in. Now, if they want to get him away, they'll go back out there now. They just call for breaking ball.
Swing and a miss. It gets away from Ruiz. He hustles back to pick it up. Throws off balance. Picked out by Howard. Strikeout. 2-3 on the putout. And the side is retired in order. Giannis didn't react quick enough, but Ruiz did. Placido Polanco will lead it off when we return. Was not close, but as we go to the bottom of the 8th, it's a 3-3 ball game. Look at the last 8 games, including the postseason between the Phillies and the Reds. The Phillies are 8-0 during those games, but look at the Reds' ERA. Phillies have averaged just under 5 runs per game. The Reds, though, have averaged just over 2.
We mentioned those 2 1-0 games last year, and there's 2 extra inning games, and one of those extra inning games was a game that Wood took the perfect game into the 9th inning. So obviously they didn't have a lot of offense in that game.
Well, Bill Bray is about to start the bottom of the 8th for Dusty Baker. He'll take a look at his lineup card and the Phillies lineup card.
How valuable is this if this guy can go 2 innings for them with Howard and Ibanez coming in? Nowadays, you don't find many pitchers that go 2 innings, especially guys that come in late, or you think of situation guys. Very important that the Reds could use him for a 2nd inning here and not have to use a right-hander.
Delivers a strike. It's 1-1 to Polanco. Polanco's 0 for 3. He's grounded out a couple times, fly to center.
I had him totaled up. I thought he was out of the game, even if they didn't hit for him.
Well, this is it for him, though. You figure. I mean,
right. Well, they had that right-hander up in the bullpen before, and you would think that, as they get along in this inning, they'll probably get somebody up again if Howard and Ibanez do any damage.
Howard waits on deck. Ibanez to follow. It's 2-1 to Polanco. Fly ball down the right field line. Long run for everyone. Votto is there, and he just missed getting it. New life for Polanco.
Good try by Joey Votto. Look how far he went. This is a first baseman. He's all the way down to the warning track when he slides here. Tremendous effort. Bruce was playing Polanco over the gap in right center field, so he couldn't get there. And long run for Votto.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Cubs lead the Mets 5-1. Jose Reyes, who's not worth Carl Crawford money, as Fred Wilpon, the Mets owner, said, is 2 for 3 with an RBI, but the Cubs are leading that one. 2-2 pitch. Grounded toward third, a foul ball.
See how close Scott Rowland was to the line there. And that's where they have him positioned so that they don't get beat with the double down the line. Ball in the hole, fine, but not down the line.
Back toward the middle, right at Brandon Phillips. He didn't move an inch. One gone here in the eighth.
By the way, Ryan Madsen is up in the Phillies bullpen. Talked about you use your closer in a tie game at home sometimes, and that is the idea right now, it would appear.
Howard has been on base twice tonight. He doubled and scored in the second. Retired in the fourth by Rowland. Walked in the sixth. Outside, 1-0.
Again, they continue to play their overshift defense without Phillips, the second baseman, in right field. Just play it very conventional. So that leaves room for him to, get a hit. If he can hit one over the second baseman's head, because they're in the no doubles, don't hit it over my head defense right now. Especially Bruce in right field, who's really deep. See how deep the right fielder is there.
Off the end of the bat, a roller to the right side. Giannis, the shortstop. Got to wait for Votto to get there, and there are 2 outs. So Howard's retired. Bray's retired 5 in a row. Took over for Johnny Cueto to start the 7th. Now with 2 outs, Ibanez, who's 2 for 3, will get a chance to hit. Counting the postseason, the Phillies have won 8 straight against the Reds here at Citizens Bank Park, trying to make it number 9. Figure this is the last batter for Bray, with Andrusik up and throwing again in the pen.
Yeah, they would be very happy if, obviously they want Bray to get this guy out, get Ibanez out, but if he doesn't, then they'll go to the big tall right-hander sinker baller who was in the game last night, Andrusik.
Back toward the middle. Phillips can't get to it. Another hit for Ibanez. 3 hits on the night. So a 2-out base hit, and the go-ahead run is aboard. Dusty Baker just left his seat in the dugout. He may make a double switch here. He's got the lineup card out. He's walking out toward Brian Gorman. Ibanez was his 3rd 3-hit night of the year.
And Baker wants to make a double switch because the pitcher's due to lead off the 9th.
So Andrusik's going to take over for Bill Bray. It'll be righty on righty here in the 8th. And Giannis is going to leave the ball game for the Reds.
He may get Renteria now.
And Edgar Renteria, we've seen an awful lot during his career, will most likely take over at shortstop. And here he comes. So Andrusik coming in. 2 outs here in the 8th. Runner at first. Carlos Ruiz is due up. We've got an AT&T call to the bullpen here at Citizens Bank Park. 11 season here at Citizens Bank Park. In fact, you can go to Phillies.com right now. We talked about the Dodgers series coming up, plus the Marlins series, the Cubs series. And also, there are a limited amount of standing room only tickets that go on sale at the ballpark a few hours prior to each home game. Again, go to Phillies.com for more information. Bill Bray's evening is complete. His line is not done just yet. He'll leave and give way to Logan Ondrusek. 26th game for Ondrusek. That leads the Reds. He pitched in last night's ball game. And he'll face Carlos Ruiz, who's 2 for 3. 2-2, a 2.10 ERA. Carlos taking all the way, takes high, 1-0. Ondrusek pitched to the top of the order last night, retired them in order. 2-0. I would think if you're 6'8" and you're taking over for a guy like Bill Bray, who's pretty tall, and then a guy like Johnny Cueto, who's not, your landing spot's going to be a little different out there on the mound.
A little bit. Remember last year when Halladay and Lincecum were pitching against each other and they were landing in the same spot?
Yeah.
That was incredible to watch. 6'6" and 5'11".
If that, yeah. Listed.
And that because of that amazing stride of Lincecum's.
3-0 the count. Ball 4, 2 on, and the go-ahead run is in scoring position.
That's a really nice at bat by Carlos Ruiz. It's almost like he went up there and wasn't going to swing till he got a strike.
Let's see if Dominic Brown does the same, since Ondrusek missed on all 4 pitches. Dusty Baker's team they've been in a mix-up since taking over first place in the Central 8 days ago. Now they share second with the Brewers. And Brown takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Well, he threw 4 fastballs to Ruiz and missed, and started Brown with a breaking ball, got it over.
Now he's in the hole. 0-2. Brown is.
Now he hit that. Spoiled a pretty good 2-strike pitch there.
Been on base twice tonight. A sac fly in the second, then a walk in the fourth. The fielder's choice in the 6th. The go-ahead runs at second.
Yeah, and the outfielder's in normal position now because they know they're going to have to try and throw out a go-ahead run at the plate.
Inside, 1-2. John Mayberry waits on deck. Wilson Valdez is on the stairs. Pitcher spot is due up after Mayberry. Off the end of the bat, a one-hopper to Votto. He goes to second to get Ruiz. I don't know if Ondrusek didn't break and Votto saw that, but he decided to throw to second. And the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, 2 men left for the Phils. It's on to the 9th in a tie ball game. Facebook right now and submit your questions for John Clark and Mike Missinelli. They'll break down tonight's game with all the highlights, plus answer your questions. It's the Phillies post-game show live from Sugar House Casino coming up next.
Don't need those jackets tonight, huh?
I don't think so.
They look like a cold maid.
Yeah, we wore those jackets more than we anticipated in April and here in May.
They came in handy.
Ryan Matson is the new pitcher for the Phillies. 2-0, a 0.47 ERA. And he's on to keep this a tie ball game. Edgar Renteria leads it off. Edgar Renteria came on as part of a double switch in the bottom of the 8th. And the first pitch looped in the air to center. Here comes Mayberry. Makes the catch as he gallops under it. One away. Not to overstate it, but he really does play a nice center field.
Well, he got a tremendous jump on that ball because a guy takes a full swing like that. You could freeze, go back. He did. He broke on it. He read it right away. Watch. Here's the swing, and he comes in immediately. He read it and broke in and then caught it easily. You know, you hesitate on that or you break back a little bit, and the next thing you know, you're into one of those sliding catches where you can kick it somewhere and turn it into a double to start out the inning.
One out, Drew Stubbs bunts toward third. Barehanded by Matson. Throws to first and a one-hop pass Howard. Utley gets to it. Stubbs goes to second. Well, that'll be a base hit for Stubbs and then an E1. I don't know if Polanco would have fielded that if he had a better look at first or not, but Matson got to the ball. He just didn't get the grip on it.
And Polanco was there too, and Matson's footwork is off. He's falling backwards when he throws it, so it's tough to make an accurate throw.
Plus Polanco was kind of in his way too because he was in the area.
And Ryan Howard, he throws it right into the runner, and you see Ryan Howard there trying to olay it because the runner's coming right at him at the same time. It's a tough play.
So a single E1, as we said. Brandon Phillips is the batter. He's 1 for 3. Phillips grounded as short as last time up. Singled in the 5th. Reached on a walk.
They have 2 pitchers up in the bullpen, and one of them's Cordero, their closer, in case they take the lead here.
Fastball for strike 1, 0-1. Cordero is the furthest of the 2. Nick Masson is the right-hander closest to you.
And he would come in if the game remains tied, you would think. Well, they're really cheating into the outfield right now. Very, very shallow. Bruce, the guy at second, Stubbs, can fly.
He's got great speed.
Tremendous athlete. See how shallow Brown and Mayberry are, and Ibanez, you know, it's a pull side, so he's got to be a little bit deeper.
One ball, one strike to count to Phillips. Matson trying to keep Stubbs close to second. So's Utley. Good changeup. 1-2. Phillips was looking fastball, and he was stepping in the bucket and trying to rip that one to left.
Yeah, he's a little off balance on that one.
Phillies have 2 errors tonight, 16 coming in. They're the best in baseball defensively.
And so Ruiz put the glove up high. They did that intensely, trying to get him to chase a high fastball. He didn't go after it. Their pattern a lot lately is has been with hitters they think will chase up like that to try, and if they don't, then they throw the changeup down.
2-2 the count to Phillips with a runner at second.
Nope, one up there again.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, there's a delay in Arlington with the White Sox leading the Rangers 4-2. There have been tornadoes all along the South over the last few days, and there was a massive one that was going through Texas and Oklahoma all day long. I mean, it was a big one. I hope everybody's all right down there, but that's why there's a delay. There's a weather delay. A liner foul. It remains 3-2.
Been to a lot of games. 6,000, 7,000. Never been to a tornado delay. That is really a scary thought.
Well, watching the television coverage earlier today, as they were focusing on Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, northern Texas, and I guess now the Arlington area. I mean, it looked very dangerous. I mean, the radar were all different colors with the storms coming through.
They go 3-2 changeup after a lot of fastballs.
They do. A liner right at Rollins. 2 outs.
Yeah, it wasn't a good one, a real good one, but he got the out because he hit it off the end of the bat a little bit at Jimmy Rollins. Hit it pretty well, but after all those high fastballs, they decided to go changeup.
And they're going to walk Votto intentionally. Ruiz already has the glove out, and Phillips is still strolling back to the dugout. They've decided that they're going to deal with Scott Rowland instead of Joey Votto with the go-ahead run at second here in the top of the ninth.
Yeah, and that's understandable.
For a number of reasons. Righty against righty instead of Votto up there, a left-hander. Plus, he's the reigning National League MVP. And they throw to second, and Stubbs almost fell asleep. Utley was there backing up the throws from Ruiz to Matson. So there's ball 4.
And you see Carlos Ruiz watching, or Matson watching Stubbs kind of wander off a little bit. Took a shot at it.
Well, Stubbs was looking the whole time. He never put his head down. He just wasn't aggressive back to the bag. So while Rich Doobie talks to Ryan Matson, Mark Berry talks to Drew Stubbs.
Yeah, there's really no strategy involved right now other than how we're going to pitch this guy.
Well, we've watched the Phillies pitchers against Rowland come inside to him tonight, and that is the norm, and it was the norm when Rowland was with the Phillies.
Yeah, and they're going to pay attention to Stubbs a little bit. That's probably another thing they're talking about, what they're going to do. If Stubbs were to steal third, I don't know if they're going to make a big effort at him because it's still going to be 2 outs, and you don't want to take a chance of throwing the ball in the left field and letting the run score that way. So yes, look, the infielders are all the way back right now. That's something Rich Doobie just talked to him about too. And see how far back they are? They're not worried about holding him on right now.
And the outfield is playing him in center and right to go the other way.
And if he were to break, I think they're just going to let him go.
1-0 the count to Rowland. Rowland tonight is 1 for 4. RBI back in the first.
Boy, Brown is really cheating in and right at the offside for Rowland.
That's really where the first hit he had went tonight.
Yeah.
Grounder to third. Polanco diving stop. Gets to his feet. Throws to first. And Howard did a nice job coming off the bag. That throw was wide. He thought about going to second, but with nobody holding Votto on at first, he got a great jump on contact. And Polanco saves a run. And Howard saves the throw.
Yeah, he didn't think he could get rolling off the bat, and he thinks about second. As Tom said, though, Votto's going to have a tremendous jump there because they're not holding him on. He sees he has no play there, and on the other end, that's a good job by Ryan Howard to come off the bag.
So the bases are now loaded for Jay Bruce. 0 for 4 tonight with 3 strikeouts. See his numbers with the bases loaded. A tie game here, 3-3, top of the ninth. And he gets him with strike one on a changeup. 86 on that changeup. 0-1 the count.
It's squirming time all over here.
That's the spot that Worley got Stubbs swinging, or excuse me, Bruce swinging on earlier.
Yeah, he had him chasing fastballs.
Picked up his first hit in this situation earlier in this series. To right center field. On the run is Brown. That's going to be over his head. A one hop off the base of the wall. That's going to clear the bases. Bruce, a 3-run double, and the Reds lead it 6-3.
Well, he tried to come inside on him, figured maybe he's looking out there, and he didn't get it far enough inside, and he smoked it. And that's what good players can do. He's a big-time player, Bruce. But I think Ryan really missed the spot. Watch Ruiz slide inside here. See him slide inside, and he totally misses his spot. It tails out over the plate, and bam, clears him. Just a case of they try to make a pitch in a spot, miss the spot, and the guy makes you pay for it.
Well, Matson had gone 13 consecutive outings without allowing a run. And he's allowed 3 here in the ninth. So the Reds lead it 6-3. And now it's just Francisco Cordero loosening up in the pen for Cincinnati. Ramon Hernandez 1 for 3. Fouls the first one back. Last night the fans left when Chase Utley was taken out of the game. Tonight they're starting to head to the exit with the Phils down 3, but one more at bat to go. Two and one the count to Hernandez. There's a cutter or a changeup. 87. That's a little quicker than a lot of the changeups he throws. So 22 pitches for Matson in the inning, but more importantly, he's allowed 3 runs.
A little frustrated right now. As Cordero's going to come into the ball game, you tell Matson a little frustrated because that pitch he made to Bruce just killed him.
Ground at his shortstop. Rollins waits for the runner to go by, and Hernandez is retired. The Reds, though, score 3. Jay Bruce, he had a rough night until this bases loaded situation in the ninth. The 3-run double gives the Reds a 3-run lead. lead at one point. Then the Reds tied it in the 5th, and now they have taken a 3-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Ryan Madson has been very good for the Phillies this year, and he just allowed 3 runs in the Reds half of the 9th. And we'll hope the Phillies can get something going against the Reds closer, Francisco Cordero, who, I don't want to say quietly, but you don't hear a whole lot about him. But during his Reds career, he's quietly been really good.
Yeah, he's a good pitcher. He's a guy that he comes into the game at this point. It's normally a problem for you to beat him, especially with a 3-run lead.
Sometimes when people say somebody's been quietly good, it's just that you're not paying attention. Maybe that's the case, but he's 121 for 127 in save opportunities.
Well, the Phillies get in so many games where they keep him out of the game that you don't see him that much.
That's true, too. He has 298 career saves. That includes his time with Texas as a reliever, Milwaukee as a reliever, and now Cincinnati. And he's second among active pitchers. Jason Isringhausen, who's done a good job as a setup man for the Mets, is at 293. And Francisco Rodriguez is 4th. So here's John Mayberry to lead it off in the bottom of the 9th inning for the Phillies. Mayberry takes the first one. He does that often. And it's 0-1. Reds have lost 6 straight.
What do you think about how they got their inning started? 2 Stubbs, their leadoff guy, bunts, and Ryan threw the ball away. And it really set up the inning, because then all kinds of things, you know, you had a pitch around guy, walk guys, all kinds of stuff, and then Bruce got the big hit. And there's Stubbs, who got it started. He has great speed, so once that ball was thrown away, he was at second base. Cordero's got everything: fastball, curveball, slider. He throws a split, and he can strike guys out too.
And he's ready to go. 1-2 the count. He did not pitch last year in the division series against the Phillies.
That's what I mean. You know, they're in so many games with them that they win or they keep the closer out, that we just don't see him that much.
He's also a 3-time All-Star. 2-2 the count to Mayberry. Got it in on the hands, and to the right side, Brandon Phillips calls off Votto, 1 away. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. And Michael Martinez will pinch hit. Michael Martinez, a 194 hitter. Rolling in on the grass at third. And it's 1 ball, no strikes. There's Ross Gload. Now, Gload is the primary pinch hitter for the Phillies, but they are most likely saving him if they are fortunate enough to get the tying run to the plate.
Right. If they got to a situation where, you know, he could do more damage, that's why he's not being used right now.
1 ball, 1 strike the count. Back toward the middle, over the second base bag. Renteria makes a nice play. 2 outs. So the Phillies down to their final out and go back to the top of the order. Rollins tonight 1 for 4, doubled in the 3rd. It was thrown out trying to score on a base hit by Chase Utley. And a liner caught by Joey Votto, and the Reds have taken game 2 of this series, and they've ended their 6-game losing streak. So they win it by a final score of 6-3. Francisco Cordero closes things out for Cincinnati. Jay Bruce offensively closed things out in the top of the 9th with a 3-run bases clearing double. He is our Chevrolet player of the game. Guy was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, but this game is a game of redemption, and he came up in his last at bat and came through for the Reds.
Yeah, here's our WB Mason delivery of the game. You see, it was supposed to be a fastball in. As it turns out, it ran out over the plate, and Bruce nailed it. Miguel Cairo saying, come on, all of you guys score. And they did, rolling all the way from first base, and that cleared the bases. And that was going to win the game for the Cincinnati Reds tonight. And that is our WB Mason delivery of the game.
So the Phillies lose game 2 of this series to Cincinnati by a final score of 6-3. Johnny B. Baker's squad ends a 6-game losing streak.